Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Sherika. I am 18 years old, a first year in university, as well as I am a student athlete. So for today's video, I'm pretty excited to be doing. Sorry, I don't know why I just did that, but I'm pretty excited to be shooting this video because I'm gonna be talking about Black sitcoms. So I'll be covering 6 Black sitcoms, and in no way, shape, or form are these like my top 6. It's just like the ones that I want to just point out. I felt like I should, you know, discuss them and talk about them because I personally enjoyed them growing up. So we gonna get into it, no long talking. Also, if y'all keep seeing me looking down, my MacBook's here, so I'm just trying to stay organized and make sure that I cover all the bases. So without further ado, I keep doing the accent thing and I'm sorry. We gonna get into it, let's roll. I'll be discussing all of these shows in the order of when they were released, from oldest to youngest or latest, and we just gonna get into it. So let's go. So the first show I'll be talking about is A Different World. I'm sure y'all have heard of this show plenty of times. You've probably watched it. People have probably told you to watch it and you still haven't watched it. Well, I'm gonna be the last person to tell you to watch it because it's a really good show and I personally enjoyed it. So it was released in 1987 and it ran on for 6 seasons. So the show was about a bunch of students, or is about a bunch of students who attend an HBCU, and it pretty much just shows their struggles and experiences as they're trying to navigate through life as young adults in university. This show was originally focused on one specific character by the name of Denise Huxtable, who is played by Lisa Bonet. But eventually they started to gear more focus towards the other main characters. And so what I really loved about this show is it tackled a lot of issues that we see in today's world, such as, you know, relationships, race, and to even be more specific, skin tone. So we talk about, you know, light skin privilege and all that stuff. It also covers class issues and domestic violence and like so many other issues, which I found really cool that they did that. And it also was one of the first shows to even address AIDS and HIV. So this sitcom was actually one of the highest rated Black sitcoms in its time. And I personally am gonna rate it 5 stars, 5 out of 5, because I loved how, you know, using humor at the same time, it also tackled all of these issues that, you know, you see in real life. So I thought it was really cool. I loved it. I had a good laugh every episode. It was great. I highly recommend it. Where you can watch the show. Unfortunately, it's so unfortunate, but the show used to be on Canadian Netflix. Like around 2-3 years ago, I think they took it off, and I was so annoyed because usually Netflix tells you when it's gonna take off a show, and I'm here trying to binge it because I've watched it before, but I just wanted to binge it again, and I'm here trying to like binge it. It left. It's gone. I took too long to try to binge it, but overall, like, I still enjoyed it and whatnot. I just wanted to binge it again because that's what I'd be doing sometimes. I get bored and I'm like, you know what, let me go watch this show again. You can also watch it on HBO Max. If you're in America, you can watch it on Netflix, or if you don't live in America, you can probably find a way to watch it on Netflix. I don't know. There are so many ways that you can watch these shows, but I'm not going to even try to recommend any sites that aren't legal, because I don't know what YouTube will do. I don't know. But you can also watch it on Amazon Prime, but the Prime that you have to pay for, if that makes sense. So you already have to pay for Prime, but then you also have to pay to watch certain things on the golden VIP Prime. It's so weird. I don't get it, but if you want to pay to watch the show, feel free to do that, or get a free trial and binge it for a whole week and see if you get through the whole season. I think you can. I believe in y'all. So yeah, A Different World, highly recommend it. Personally, one of my favorites. It's just a great show, so watch it. Watch it now. Okay, so our second show that we'll be talking about is Family Matters. This show was pretty good. I personally liked it. So this show was released back in 1989 and it ran on for 9 seasons. The show is about an African-American family who go by the name of the Winslow family, and they live in Chicago, Illinois. Throughout the first season, we are introduced to their next door, very nerdy and annoying neighbor, Steve Urkel. And fun fact, Steve Urkel was not even supposed to be a main character in the show. He was just supposed to be like a one-time special guest character in the show. But after his appearance, he made the show a hit. Like, he's my favorite character. I'm sure he's everyone's favorite character, to be honest, but he wasn't even supposed to be main character, which is interesting, because if he wasn't, I don't know, I think the show would have been good still, but I don't know. This actually was one of the longest running sitcoms with a predominantly African-American cast, so that's pretty cool. 9 seasons, that's actually really good, because a lot of black sitcoms didn't even run for that long. That's a lie. Around that time, I don't think they ran on for too long, as far as I know. I could be very wrong. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars, simply because I don't know, like, I just don't feel like I want to give it 5 stars. I can't even really give y'all a valid reason, but that's my reasoning. I just feel like if I give it 5, I don't know, it don't sit right with me. I'm not even hating on it though. I personally like the show, so don't even try to come for me. Where you can watch the show, unfortunately, it's one of those shows that you won't be able to watch in Canada, like on Netflix or Amazon or whatever. But if you live in America, feel free to go watch it, because you can. One place that you can watch it in Canada, I guess, is Hulu. So feel free to go make an account on Hulu. If you do already have one, then there you go, you're set. Go ahead and watch it. Another place is HBO Max, but I'm sure, of course, I already said that you can find other sites to watch these shows. You low-key can find it on YouTube, and that's that. Do I recommend the show? I do. Feel free to watch it. I'm sure y'all are gonna fall in love with Steve Urkel, because originally they hated him. It's like, I don't think he realized, like, he doesn't live there. He doesn't live in their home, but he's always there and always bombarding them. But we love him. We love him. He's great. So the next show I'll be talking about is The Parkers, and this show was released back in 1999 and it aired for 5 seasons. This show is pretty much about a mother and daughter dynamic, and pretty much Nikki, who is the mother, after discovering she was pregnant with her daughter Kim, she was forced to just drop out of high school. And eventually, when Kim, who's the daughter, got older and was at a certain age where she didn't have to be watched over 24/7, Nikki actually decided to go back to school and finish her education, and eventually graduated alongside her daughter. In terms of a rating, I'm gonna give it, I said 4.5, but I think I want to give it 4 stars out of 5. I'm saying this because there is a specific element to the show that a specific character, they would always do this thing that I personally, it just didn't sit right with me. And I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. But with the overall concept of what this character would do literally every episode, if it were to happen in real life, which it does happen in real life, we all would think it's not cool, and it isn't. So that's why I'm giving it 4, just because that element, it happened all the time and it just don't sit right with me. The overall concept of it in real life, it's not a cool thing to do, but I personally loved it. It gave me a good laugh. It's a great show, and I do recommend that y'all go check it out and watch it as well, because I think it'll give you a good laugh as well. Like, it was good. It was good. I remember like literally watching it after school, like coming back home. It was always on TV. Like, I would watch it all the time. So in terms of where you can watch it, literally, I kid you not, I don't know why there were not a lot of options, but it gave me Hulu. It also tried to tell me you can watch it on Netflix Canada, and you cannot. They lied. It's not there, because if it was, I would have been watching it. I would have watched it. But I think you can watch it on American Netflix. So check that out if you would like, because it's not here in Canada. It's in America. It also didn't say Amazon, but as I said again, there are so many sites that you can watch these shows on. YouTube, if you probably YouTube The Parkers, you'll probably find an episode there. But Hulu was like the main place that they said you can find the sitcom. And then we finna move on to the next show, which is My Girlfriend, Stay Through Thick and Thin. Hey, my girlfriend. Okay, y'all already know what show I'm talking about. I mean, I just said it. So Girlfriends is the next show I will be talking about, and it was released back in 2000, so it's one of the not newer, but you know, obviously one of the latest ones that you probably have heard about often. And so it aired for 8 seasons. I'm gonna say this right now, I am pretty sure that there is one more season of this show. I could be wrong, or I think there's more episodes that not a lot of people have seen, but we gonna get into that after. So a little bit about the show. It is about 4 Black women who face many of life's challenges as they face many ups and downs together. And we see throughout the series that they're trying to navigate through adulthood, and they experience a lot of heartbreak from addressing relationships, dating, divorce. We also see with their different upbringings and how they all were raised, how difficult it can be with their friendship, and many of life's tests that they endure are very difficult because their friendship is always being challenged. I think the show is really good because it discusses a lot of great topics and themes in terms of adulthood, and like talking about how it's never too late to do this or that. You learn a lot of life lessons in this show, and it's beautiful. It's so cute because it's like this friendship of Black women. Not only that, but like Black women are literally the main characters of the show, so that's why I really also liked it. My rating, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 because even though sometimes the characters would actually annoy me, I personally still like the show. This is one of the shows that you probably have heard, like literally went on Netflix, I think 2 years ago or so, alongside some other Black sitcoms. Where you can watch it, Netflix. Thankfully you can. Just going back to what I was saying about how there might be another season. There is 8 seasons, okay? If you search up on Google and say how many seasons are in Girlfriends, they'll say 8. The thing is, the complete series itself, I don't think is on Netflix, or isn't, because the last episode in season 8, it doesn't end. And I'm sorry, I hope that's not a spoiler. It's not. I'm not really telling you anything that happened in the episode, but it didn't finish. And I kid you not, I was so upset because I'm like, where are the episodes? Where are they? Because y'all didn't finish the story. So what I will say is, there might be some episodes, I don't know. I really tried to do some research about it. I really couldn't find anything, but the complete series is not on Netflix. It's either the show did get canceled, but it's either they did make some episodes and it just, you know, it never got aired because it got canceled, or there are episodes out there, you just have to find them. So that's what I will say. I was really upset. I'm still like upset because I know how it ended. I still remember how it ended, and it doesn't sit right with me. So what's happening? I don't know. But yeah, I highly recommend this show. I definitely think that you should give it a watch. I think the show it's very beautiful. I'm saying beautiful just because like it really tackles on what true friendship is, and so much drama, but it's still so funny. It's still funny. So I recommend it. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Everybody Hates Chris. Sorry, oh my gosh, this show, I loved it. I loved it. So this is obviously one of the newer ones, and it was released back in 2005 and ran on for 4 seasons. 4 seasons? See me, like I don't remember it running only for 4 seasons. I feel like it ran on for longer than that, but you know, memory is a little foggy, so I know it was 4 seasons because that's what they're saying to me, but I don't want to believe that. It is set back in the 1980s, and it is about an African-American boy, teenage boy specifically, who struggles to survive through his teenage years because he has a very dysfunctional family, which doesn't help with trying to go through his teenage years. But he also attends an all-white school, and we're constantly reminded about how Chris wants to be the cool teen, the cool kid. You know, I'm sure everyone went through that phase. Fun fact, not really a fun fact, but it's a fact, which I'm sure everyone knew, but this show was originally inspired by Chris Rock and his memories as a teenager. And if you don't already know, he is the narrator and one of the creators of the sitcom. This show did pretty well during its time of it being aired, especially because not only did it, you know, add humor because it was a sitcom, but it tackled many issues of race and class in America. So I really loved this show. I mean, the characters, all of them were just great. All of them were great. So I give it 5 stars out of 5 because I love the show and I highly recommend it. In terms of where you can watch it, again and again, Americans, y'all just have it all. Y'all just have it all. Because we Canadians out here are struggling. We're struggling. You can find it on Hulu, so if you have an account on Hulu, feel free to watch it. As I said again and again throughout this entire video, you can find sites to watch this, but also if you have American Amazon Prime, you can watch it there as well. It's so unfortunate we Canadians we can't have everything. I don't get it why we can't. But feel free to find it somewhere else. But yeah, Everybody Hates Chris. I love that show, and I definitely think that everyone will like it because I've never heard anyone really say anything bad about the show. No one's ever really said they didn't like it. I think everything about it was great. Everything. Okay, y'all, now we are getting down to our final, last but not least sitcom that I'll be talking about, and that is House of Pain. So this show was one of Tyler Perry's classics, and this show was released back in 2007 and it ran on for 10 seasons, making it actually one of the longest running Black sitcom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So that's pretty cool, knocking literally Family Matters out the park. So this show was about a multi-generational family living all in pretty much the same household, and it is all led by Curtis Payne, who thinks he is like the king of the world, literally, but we love him, who is also married to the one and the only Ella Payne. Even though this show is a sitcom, it has, you know, its humorous side to it. It also covered many other, you know, darker subject matters and themes such as addiction, substance abuse, which I think it's just pretty cool that they, you know, it is a comedy, but they talked a little bit more of a darker subject matter, which, you know, we kind of see becomes a beautiful thing throughout the seasons as the specific characters that are struggling through these issues, you see how they evolve as characters themselves. So I give it 5 stars. 5 stars because I truly love that show. It was such like a heartfelt show. It was one of those, definitely. Especially because this show was released in 2007 and I felt like I grew up literally with watching it, whereas like the other shows I obviously had to kind of like find them and binge them and stuff, but this one, it's kind of like when it was aired, I was old enough to just like watch it. So in terms of where you can watch this specific sitcom, it gave me a lot more options, but not a lot of Canadian options. I'm so sorry guys, like I really wish that I could have found other places that you can watch this on, but I actually will tell you, YouTube, you can watch these on YouTube. Literally, I remember their whole new series called The Pains is on YouTube. It's nice, I guess, but we ain't gonna talk about that because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about House of Pain, the original. The original series. I'm sure you can probably search up House of Pain on YouTube, episode 1, season 1, whatever, and you'll probably find an episode. You probably will. But in terms of what Google told me, you can find it on Apple TV or iTunes, the Google Play movie store, American Amazon Prime. Yeah, so we don't have a lot of options here in Canada, but you just gotta make do with what you got, because I mean, they actually do have Black sitcoms on Netflix, which I'm not gonna like get into which ones really are, but you can search them up and you'll find some Black sitcoms there, like the classics, not the new ones that they're making now. No hate to them, but I don't watch them, so I'm not gonna even talk about them. Okay y'all, that is it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this video and enjoyed some of the sitcoms that I talked about. Maybe y'all have heard of them, you probably watched all of them before. Maybe I reminded you of some of them. Like House of Pain, literally, I almost forgot about that. I didn't forget, but it's one of those shows that's like, oh my gosh, like I need to go find it. I need to go watch that again. I hope I give y'all like a little like nostalgic moment, and I hope you'll go try to find it and watch it as well. As I said, literally, I'm gonna say this for like the 10th time, there are so many websites that you can find and watch these sitcoms, because there's always a way, y'all. There is always a way, I promise you that. So if you do want me to recommend other sites, or you know, if you want to know if you can watch it on there, I'll let you know, but just not here, because I don't think I should be, I don't know what would happen if I recommend a site that feel free to DM me and I'll let y'all know what other places you can find these sitcoms on. Also, if y'all want me to do like another one of these videos where I just talk about shows or films or whatnot, please let me know. Feel free to put it down in the comments down below. Let me know if y'all want me to do something like this again, because I really enjoyed this. Wow, no, I really enjoyed like doing my little research on them too. Even though I know about these shows, there's like so many fun facts that you learn about them, and it's pretty cool. If y'all did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, don't give it a thumbs down. Don't do that. Don't hate. Just go down in the comments down below, give me some feedback, anything that y'all want me to improve on, any type of videos that y'all want me to do. I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I want to do it, and then I'll do it for y'all. Thank you for continuing to support me in any way that you can. I love y'all so much. I forgot how I do my outros. Don't forget to tell your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, everyone. Tell your friends, your family to support a small YouTuber like me. And I hope that you are all having a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you are choosing to watch this. Till next time, my loves. Peace out.